Today I wanted to show you how to make refried beans in an Instant Pot pretty easily without a lot of involved work. And they can be frozen when they're completed, you can put them in bags and freeze them and use them in multiple different recipes. So they can be frozen and used for side dishes. They can be used in freezer burritos where you use the beans right after you're done making them and make up a bunch of freezer burritos. They can also be used in another freezer meal kit that I make called chalupa. So I will be making this batch today, and then my next video, I will be going ahead and making chalupa using the cooked beans. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I wanna show you the whole process. And when the beans are all done, when I get done, I will show you the recipe so you guys can see what you're going to need. You're going to need 5 cups of dry pinto beans, 10 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Okay, those are the only things you need. So this is a very frugal recipe. So first I have my Instant Pot liner inside. You want to make sure you always have that in before you start working. So I've got my Instant Pot, my liner is in. This is an 8-quart. This is a very large family-sized Instant Pot Duo. I'm gonna put 5 cups of dried pinto beans. I got those giant bag and now I'm ready for making some beans. So this will last several weeks, maybe several months for my family. The next thing is I pre-measured 10 cups of water. So I did 5 cups of beans and 10 cups of water. Now this is a really large Instant Pot. So if you have a really small Instant Pot, you can half the recipe. Then I'm going to add in my garlic powder and my onion powder. So a tablespoon of each. You don't want to add any salt to your beans until they're completely done. The salt hinders the process for beans to be cooked. So you just don't want to add any salt. But at the end of this recipe, you will definitely want to add salt to get it to the flavor that your family likes. So that's a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder. Okay, so we have salt for when it's all done, but we're not adding salt right now. Okay, the next thing I do is I just stir it up. So that the seasonings are slightly incorporated. And then what I'm gonna do is I have 2 seals for my lid. I am going to explain why. So whenever I have garlic or spices or chili, I use a different seal in my Instant Pot. And you can get replacement seals from Amazon. So I just ordered a couple of different extra seals. So the clear seal I use for sweeter things or things that don't have a really strong flavor. And then for anything really savory, I use the colored seal. I got a 3-pack of these seals from Amazon. So right now I'm just pressing the seal in and it takes a little bit of work, sorry. But I got a 3-pack of the seals from Amazon and one of the 3 didn't work right. But you know what? I'm happy the other 2 do and I'm not worried about it. It was way cheaper than buying it directly from this company. So I am making sure it's all in there. So this is my seal that can maybe have a garlic or chili or something flavor. So I wouldn't want to do this with my oats, my breakfast oats. That might give a flavor of garlic to my oats. So I use a different seal. So once you get your seal in there, you're gonna put your lid on your Instant Pot, twist it over and seal it up. Then you're gonna make sure that let me show you before I do that. Let me show you what it looks like in there. Okay, so that's my whisked up 10 cups water, 5 cups beans, a tablespoon garlic powder, a tablespoon onion powder. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now we're gonna put our lid on. Then you're gonna want to look at your seal, your venting and sealing. You're gonna turn your valve up here to sealing, so it's at the top. And this little red button will go up once the pressure is reached. So as we're going on to the next step, I'm going to show you exactly how I do my beans so that they're perfectly cooked and great and tender. All right. First, you're going to make sure you turn on your Instant Pot. So you want to, it says off. Okay, the first way to turn it on is you push this bean. This is how I do it. I push the bean chili button one time. That puts me at a high pressure at more. And all I do is I push this button until I get to 1 hour. It started out at 10 minutes and it just saved what I set for my last time that I was messing with it. So it's gonna start out at 10 minutes and I had to push this plus sign until I get to 1 hour. Once it was at 1 hour, and I don't touch anything else, it starts. So now you know it's on, okay? So what happens in the pressure cooker is the pressure gets filled and filled and filled, and then this little red button will go up when it's pressurized. Then once it's pressurized, the hour will start, okay? So this is not an hour-long project. This is a couple hours, and you're gonna wanna just leave it and go do your life, okay? Just train your children that whenever this button is up, they cannot touch the Instant Pot. Do not open the Instant Pot. This is down right now, so it's totally fine. But once it's pressurized, you can't take the lid off. You have to wait until it's done being pressurized. So now I'm gonna tell you the rest of this recipe. What you do is once the hour is up, it's gonna beep at you and say, deep, deep, completed, and then it's gonna automatically go to warm. It'll stay on the warm as long as you want. It'll just say keep warm and it'll just stay warm and your food will be fine and safe. So you can leave the house, you can go do your chores, you can take a nap, whatever you want to do. What I'm recommending is after it's done it's on the warm setting, a new timer just automatically starts so you know how long it's been sitting there on the warm. Wait 1 hour for it to naturally release the pressure. And after 1 hour of it sitting on warm, which it'll show you a little timer, then you can go and push the release the valve where you move this little valve to venting. If there's any more pressure left in there, it'll all come out when you go to venting. And then you can open up your Instant Pot. And inside your Instant Pot, it might still be watery, it might not. Test your beans, make sure that they're soft, the texture you like. And then if you don't like it, you can put the lid back on and do another like 10 minutes, beans, 10 minutes, start and do it a little bit more. If you do like it, and there's not much water, you can just start to puree and mash them. You can put some in a blender and mash part of them and mix them back in. However you like, to get the texture that you like for refried beans. That's also when you add the salt. If there's a little bit too much water, like let's say where you're living, your beans didn't absorb as much water, you drain off the water that you don't need, and then you add some salt. I would say at least a tablespoon of salt, but you're gonna wanna add maybe half a tablespoon, stir the whole pot, try it, add another teaspoon at a time. But these beans need salt, but after they're all done cooking. I use a blender to puree some of the beans, and then I mix in the whole beans that are left into the puree to get the exact texture I want. And like I said, I can use those in burritos, make a bunch of freezer burritos. I can use them as side dishes with other Mexican dishes. I can also use them in my chalupa recipe. So I'm gonna show you that another time. But the main thing I wanted to say is that once these beans are cooked, you can freeze them in quart bags, or if you have a very large family, in gallon bags. You can freeze them. Before you put them in, you want to label your bag and what date you made them and put what they are. And then you can freeze the portion that your family will need, and you'll know they're already cooked. And when you freeze them, lay them flat in your freezer so that when they freeze, they're in a nice thin flat rectangle. And then after you get all of them frozen, you can stack them and you can compact them in your freezer easier. Okay, that's my quick tutorial for today. I hope you have a great day. Bye.